Before you die, do you have any last wish?
Yes.
Speak!
I want to marry you.
You filthy slave! How dare you even think of that? He is my fiancé!
Interesting. A last wish is still a last wish. But you need a wedding gown before that. You may become my Luna!
Why would the strongest alpha choose a slave over a royal princess? Why had destiny flipped the coin? And what dark secret lay hidden within Talia's identity? It all started at the Harvest Moon Festival, when Marcy was determined to claim the strongest alpha. She knew Damon, the strongest alpha, was coming to choose his bride. Becoming his Luna was her only chance to seize the pack's power. And no one stood in her way, not even a lowly, wolfless Omega like me. Marcy was the princess of the Red Moon Pack, the perfect daughter, Luna in training, and of course, she hated me, and never missed an opportunity to show it. I didn't know why she always singled me out, probably the same reason as everyone else. She knew I wasn't a real wolf. I have come to bear warning to all you Omegas for the upcoming full moon gatherings, she said. Everything must be perfect, and all of you must be presentable. All unmated Omegas must present themselves well. The Alpha of the Dark Howlers pack is visiting, solely to find his Luna. Now, of course, that's all just tradition. Everyone knows he's coming for me. She hissed at me. Wolfless freak, don't you dare go near Alpha Damon. She forbade me from dressing up, from showing myself in front of him. I was only allowed at the Harvest Moon Festival if I wasn't in heat, so Damon wouldn't catch my scent, and even then, only to help the other Omegas organize it. Yet I couldn't help but wonder, what made her so afraid of Alpha Damon catching my scent? It wasn't like he would ever choose me. Alpha Damon was the leader of the Dark Howlers, the fiercest pack in the realm, the most powerful alpha in all of North America. Women threw themselves at his feet. Rulers trembled in his presence. With a single glance, he could seduce a she-wolf or tear out a man's throat just as easily. Damon was untouchable. He scorned love, rejected every political match. Not one of the countless brides presented to him had won his favor. None were worthy of being his Luna, the proud she-wolf to rule at his side. To him, love was nothing but a distraction, an attempt to tame the untamable. And Damon would never be tamed. Would she succeed where so many others had failed? Or would her cruelty only sharpen once she became Luna to such a powerful alpha? I ran back to the kitchen, heart pounding, moving as fast as my legs would carry me. I rushed through my cleaning duties, scrubbing and sweeping with trembling hands before hurrying straight back to the servants' quarters. I went back to the dorm, clinging to a single thought, the Harvest Moon Festival. If I was lucky, maybe someone would choose me. Maybe this was my only escape. Sleep came quickly. I dreamed I was fertile, walking in the woods with my mate, his lips on mine, his arms pulling me close. He saved me from this pack house, and in that dream I had shifted, finally a true werewolf. My body burned with desire, consumed by thoughts I knew were forbidden, unforgivable. I was uncontrollable, insatiable, unquenchable. Dying in a drought, and only one thing would do. Really, during the Harvest Moon Festival, I squealed. Everyone will smell it on me. Everyone will feel my aching want. When a werewolf is in heat, they produce a one-of-a-kind, unmistakable scent, impossible to hide and impossible to ignore. Nothing is more embarrassing than to be in heat without a mate. Everyone knows, especially alphas. And the worst part? I am the only wolf in my entire pack who can't shift, and that means no one wants me for their mate. And who could blame them? Who would want to bond themselves with a weakling for eternity? I woke and doused myself in perfume, cursing the timing of coming into heat. Desperate, I rushed to the only confidant I had here, Olivia, an Omega like me. Omegas were the weaklings of the pack, responsible for tending to the needs and cares of the rest. And in the Red Moon Pack, basically slaves. Olivia was an Omega, like me, but that was the similarity we shared. The others liked her, she could shift, and perhaps most importantly, Olivia had a mate. She turned to me with her wide, kind eyes and asked me flat out, "Are you in heat?" "Yeah, I hate it. My skin is on fire and I feel feral," I replied, annoyed. She warned me not to tell a soul I was in heat. I could lose my only chance to escape if Marcy found out. "Just take Wolf's Bane and douse yourself in perfume. No one will get close enough to notice." She was right. After all, the pack hated me. The entire pack mocked me for being unable to shift, and sometimes would question if I even was a werewolf, or if I even belonged to the pack. If I hadn't been rescued by the pack's previous alpha, other than Olivia, I had no one, and pretty soon I wouldn't have her either. Olivia had found her mate, and very soon they would be leaving to live together. They would start their happily ever after. "You have to be careful with that stuff, Talia. Too much Wolf's Bane is toxic," Oliva warned. I know, just a little in my tea, that's all," I assured her. "And don't forget, alphas can still smell heat even with Wolf's Bane," she continued. "Don't worry, Olivia, no alpha will even look at me," I laughed. "I am the broken wolf, remember?" "So what? He could still be your mate," she argued. "I don't think so," I replied. "And I think he would still reject me. Even if he were my mate, werewolves mated for life. It was an unbreakable bond between a couple, and the Harvest Moon Festival was the biggest night of the year for wolves to find their potential mates, a night to celebrate their unions. You know he wouldn't be able to. His body would still crave you," Olivia explained. "No wolf would crave me," I told her firmly. "No man in this pack will take me as a mate." My statement made Olivia go quiet. I watched the clock tick by. The dreaded gathering still 12 hours away. My heart raced with one thought. Would any wolf ever choose me as a mate, or would I go unloved for the rest of my life? To calm myself, I went for my morning run, earlier than usual. I preferred to run in the woods, to race among the trees, the dark canopy of leaves above me, and the musty smell of the earth beneath my feet. The smells of the forest intoxicated me. It was then, and only then, that I felt as though I were truly a wolf. Perhaps that was why something always seemed to be waiting for me there, just beyond my senses. I was running at nearly top speed when something made me stop. Something different. Not just a smell, but a scent. A powerful scent. Something stirred, something primal, something I couldn't resist. All the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. Every nerve alive, as though my body couldn't decide, was I facing a predator to fear or a mate to surrender to? What is that scent? I thought, trembling. My mind went hazy, and my body limp as the scent of chocolate, coffee, cinnamon, and the forest after the rain attacked my senses, overwhelming me, bewitching me, to no end. I wanted it to kill me. I wanted to die inside it. It was calling to me. A pull I couldn't fight. Suddenly, I felt myself being watched. I felt myself hunted. I felt eyes devouring me from every direction. And even though I knew I needed to run, I didn't. I just stood in the forest center, as though I was inviting it forward, as though I wished it would take me. Why? Why did I want it to come for me? Why was I closing my eyes? Why did I breathe in deeper? I started to shake. Whatever or whoever it was, I knew I could not stick around to find out. But I couldn't let it go. I couldn't move. I wanted it. Even if just for a moment more, I wanted it to find me. I wanted it to destroy me. Again and again and again. Then, with the snapping of a twig, my eyes snapped open. My legs became mine again, and I ran. I ran as fast as my feet would take me. With each step, I felt it gaining, pulling, clawing at me to stop, as though I could smell it a step behind me, as though I could feel its breath on the back of my neck. Finally, I reached the forest's edge and emerged at the clearing, gasping for air. What in the world was that? I exclaimed the instant I entered the pack house, and the scent disappeared. I went back to my room, lost in deep thought about that scent, when I heard the door slam. It was Alpha Edward. I worried that he might have found out about the incident in the forest, or perhaps it was just another average Tuesday in the pack house. Without a word, a whiskey bottle whizzes past my ear and smashes against the wall above my cot. I flinch and can't help but start to tremble and hug myself. Whatever is about to happen, It's going to be worse than usual. He lunges forward and grabs me by the throat with both hands. He throws me to the ground. The glass bits are grinding deeper into my back. I can feel something wet soaking through my shredded shirt. My vision turns blurry and I pass out. Numbness surrounds me. Is this what being dead is like? After what seems like forever, I'm able to open my eyes and find I'm alone in soft comfort in a brightly lit, clean room. I'm in the pack hospital. I need to leave before the Alpha finds me outside the dungeon. I can barely move my body. Every move causes excruciating pain. I start to panic, making the beeps in the room become faster. Oh, I'm hooked up to a bunch of machines. I try to figure out how to unhook them so no one hears the noises. Too late. I hear people in the hallway getting closer. I try to sit up. I need to ignore the pain. I have to escape. I slowly slide off the side of the bed. My legs were wobbly. The tubes and wires sticking out of me prevent me from getting too far. The door opens, and the pack doctor comes in with the nurse. The doctor is an older person.
Talia, you're awake. Let's get you back on the mat, shall we?
The doctor says gently.
Talia, you had surgery to remove hundreds of shards of glass from your back. We also had to reset some ribs, your jaw, and you had a lot of wolfsbane in your blood. We gave you a transfusion to clear it from your system, so you could heal. You're lucky your wound isn't so serious. When the pack realized breakfast had not been prepared, Tony went to get you and then found you on the ground in your, room.
He looked at me with sympathy.
Talia, who did this to you? It's a crime. That could be grounds for banishment from the pack.
I can't answer him. I stare at my hands on my lap quietly. How can I tell him Alpha Edward is the one who caused this? There's no way he'd believe me. Even if he did, what are they going to do? Banish the Alpha? Fat chance of that. I decide my best move is to just shake my head no. I don't want to get out of the pack for lying. I have nowhere to go. I would be nothing.
Well, I know you haven't had a chance to look in the mirror yet. But when you do, you may find you look a little different. Don't be alarmed. I've done as many tests as I could think of, and it is not medically related.
Yes, sir? I assume he means I'm healing faster, but why did he need me to look in the mirror? Why not just tell me? I look at the nurse who is staring at me. When she realizes I caught her, her eyes dart away. What's that about? Okay, lady. Rude?
I'll leave you now.
You can go in the bathroom and wash up. Just take that bowl with the IV solution with you. There are lounge shorts and fresh underwear in the bag. You need to leave the hospital gown on until your back heals. All right?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Diane. She nods and leaves the room. There's a toothbrush and a small tube of paste on the shelf by the sink. I'm living in the lap of luxury in the pack hospital. I pick them up and start brushing my teeth. I can't avoid it anymore. I need to look in the mirror. I finally worked up the courage to take a peek. What I see makes me drop the toothbrush. My face is still covered in bruises, but that's not what made me drop the toothbrush. The iris of my left eye is violet, not like a shade of blue that could be a little purple in the right light. No, my right pupil is still the drab gray I'm used to, but my left pupil looks crazy. I blink my eyes hard a few times. Still the same. I tried rubbing my eye, but it doesn't make a difference. There's no mistaking it. My eye is bright, practically glowing. Violet. The 2 days seem to last forever. Diane comes in just after lunch with paperwork and pamphlets for me. She hands me another little bag.
Just a little something to help you stay incognito until you are finished healing.
Thank you for everything. Something smells different as I walk down the hallway of the dungeon. Like a cleaning solution. I turn on my lamp to find the room has been transformed. My lamp is not sitting on an old stack of milk crates. It is on a nightstand. There's a new bed, too. My old cot is gone. I have a proper mattress. I must have been daydreaming because I didn't hear the door at the top of the stairs. Instantly, I freeze. I hear 2 sets of footsteps coming down the hall. I can smell Alpha Edward's scent getting closer. Instinctively, I scramble and stand in the middle of the room just as they get to the doorway. He leans against the frame and crosses his arms. I can feel my whole body tremble as he stares. My eyes are glued to the ground. I do not want him to see my new eye color shining through. Can I help you, Alpha Edward?
That little stunt you pulled cost me a lot of money. And when you cost me money, you cost my whole family money.
I am sorry, sir. I apologize. Although I have no idea what stunt he is talking about. Marcy takes a step closer, and I can feel tears starting to sting the corners of my eyes as my arms shake uncontrollably.
And do you know how disgusting the food has been for the past 2.5 days?
I just nod, still looking at the ground. I'm not trying to argue with a lunatic. It isn't my fault I had to have surgery. He's the one who broke a bottle and threw me into the broken pieces. If he hadn't, I would have been just fine. I would have been able to bounce back the next day and make breakfast like I was supposed to, even if I was banged up. There is a pause and he finally growls,
Where did all this furniture come from? Did you steal it?
No, sir. It was here when I got back from the hospital wing. I don't know who brought it.
You owe me, Talia. You also owe whoever turned your room into this comfortable space. You'll work in the pack house until you pay back every cent for the rest of your life if necessary.
He uses his alpha tone. I cannot disobey. With those words, the small flame of hope in my heart extinguishes. The thought of 2 people doing something bad to me regularly for the rest of my life, it just can't be real. Can it? How can the moon goddess allow this to happen? I want to leave the world. That's not an exaggeration. That's not me being dramatic. Please, moon goddess, don't let this happen. Just let me go. I shake so badly that I fall to my knees. I start to sob hysterically and my brain shuts down from being able to think rationally. I take a few deep breaths and make myself go down the hall to wash up at the sink. I splash cold water on my face and look in the grungy mirror. Both of my eyes are pure violet now. The silver streaks are starting to take over my hair now. It isn't like an old person's hair. It is silvery that almost shimmers, even in the low light of the dungeon. So weird. There's no way I'm going to be able to get used to this new look. Throughout dinner, I received murderous glares from Alpha Edward. I make sure to keep my eyes to the floor so Alpha Edward would avoid seeing the color. Marcy glares at me every chance she gets. After dinner, it takes longer than usual to stock the pantries because whoever did it while I was in the hospital had no idea what they were doing. It is well after midnight when I flop down on my bed and close my eyes. I'm almost asleep when I hear a woman's voice.
Hello?
I quickly scramble to my feet, looking everywhere for who it could be. I'm the only one in the room. I peek into the hallway and look around, but no one is there either. Hello? I whisper loudly down the hallway.
Ugh, Talia. This is no way for a warrior to behave. Get yourself together.
The voice chides. I realize the voice is coming from inside my head. Who are you? I ask hesitantly, worried that I've gone insane.
I am the messenger of the moon goddess, the whisperer to the moon. But I like you, so I'll let you call me Sylvie.
Whisperer of the moon. Are you my angel, Sylvie?
Maybe. Who knows?
You came a day too late. Our alpha just turned me into a slave less than 12 hours ago. We have no way to escape now. I feel tears welling up. I explain everything to her, what the alpha did, how the Luna made me live in the dungeon, all of it. I sob through the whole thing.
I'm here now, Talia. Don't worry. You are a child of the moon goddess. You are a warrior, which means that you are strong. You will get through this.
Thank Goddess for Sylvie. She keeps me going. Any motivation I ever had is gone now. Instead of just breakfast and dinner, now I make lunch too, and I'm still on pantry duty. Alpha Edward's personal Omega comes running up to me while I'm making lunch and tells me the Alpha wants to see me in his office right away. I drop what I'm doing and hurry to his office. I knock on the door quietly in case he's busy.
Come in!
He calls from inside. I pull open the door and peek inside. You called for me, Alpha? I asked as quietly as possible. The easiest way to get away from him is to use as few words and ask as few questions as possible.
Don't just stand there, come in.
He snarls. I rush inside and close the door behind me. I stay as close to the door as possible in case I need to make a run for it.
Talia, we have a delegation coming from the Dark Howlers pack next week. 20 wolves in total. All of the ranked members, their mates, the heads of their security and guards, and security detail for all of them. If all goes well, we'll be forming a pact with them. They must be treated with the utmost respect and courtesy. Bring lunches to the conference room every day, and make a formal dinner every day next week. Keep their pantry stocked and stay out of the way. Got it?
I look up from under my hat, still keeping my face low enough that he can't see my eyes. Yes, even after almost 2 months, he still hasn't noticed that I have purple eyes. Or if he has, he hasn't pointed it out. He also hasn't said anything about my silver hair, which is just fine with me. Yes, sir.
Everyone will be here on Monday, except for the Alpha, who's coming Tuesday. We'll be having a party after dinner to welcome him. Make sure there is enough food for the party. Give George the information for the additional food you need to make. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. We need to keep the Alpha happy. If not, I won't hesitate to let him harm you. Do you understand?
He stands up with his hands on the desk, looking very intimidating. Yes, sir.
Now get out of my sight.
He points to the door behind me. I scramble out of the room as fast as possible to find George. George is in charge of ordering supplies for the pack house. He should be in his office right now. My mind is already churning through the special foods to make, and the groceries I need for them. I also need extra supplies for the guest suite pantries. I wonder what kind of foods the Dark Howlers pack likes. Dark Howlers is the largest pack in the northern region, with my pack, Red Moon, being the second largest. Alpha Edward says Dark Howlers is vicious and strict. Most of their pack has served in the military at one point or another. They employ dark magicians and witches to help them keep power over neighboring packs. I wonder if they're going to bring any dark witches here. I hope not. I also hear their Alpha expels pack members who fail training tests because he doesn't want weak wolves in his pack. A guy I don't want to cross paths with. I get to George's office and knock on the door. I can hear noises coming from inside, but he doesn't answer. I knock a little louder. What the hell? He has to know I'm here. He knows my scent. Just tell me to come in already.
I don't like this guy, Talia. He's creepy. He stares at you.
Well, we don't have a choice but to work with him, Sylvie. He's the money.
Fine, but let's make it quick.
I knock again, more impatiently this time.
What is it?
He finally growls from inside. I open the door to find there's a female wolf sitting on his desk. She hides her face in his chest. I can't see who she was, but there is no denying whose scent it is. George is not wearing any pants and he is sweating.
Get the hell out, Talia. I'm busy here.
I stand there wide-eyed, jaw slack for a moment. I can't be seeing this. George is having a fun time in his office with Luna Layla.
Get out, Talia.
He yells louder. I come to my senses and slam the door closed. I run back to the kitchen as fast as I can. I can feel the drip of sweat down my face. If anyone finds out what I just saw, I am finished. Sylvie thinks it's hilarious. She laughs in my head throughout lunch preparation. I'm just trying to erase the scene from my mind. I'm about to take the platters out to the dining room when George comes charging into the kitchen. He makes a beeline for me and grabs me by the throat. As I grab him, his eyes widen in fear, and he starts howling in pain. A sizzling sound comes from where my hands connect with his skin. He quickly releases my neck, and we both fall to the ground.
How are you doing this? What are you, Talia?
I stand up, feeling much taller than my 5-foot-tall frame. Sylvie's voice booms from me.
I am a warrior child of the moon goddess. And if you tell anyone what has happened here today, I will make you suffer.
George scoots back on his backside away from me, wide-eyed, then clambers up and runs away as fast as he can. Suddenly, I come back into my normal state of mind, and I fall back to the ground, exhausted. My hands are no longer glowing, but they feel like they are on and full of static electricity. Sylvie, what was that?
I couldn't help it. He was threatening you.
Okay, but what was with the glowy purple burnt hands thing? That's not normal.
Talia, we've been through this. You are a child of the moon goddess. You are special. There is more too, you will see, after we shift for the first time. Until then, I'm not strong enough to show you. Besides, it isn't like I hurt him badly. His wolf will heal him before he is back in his office.
I do. Wait, you mean the moon goddess is my actual mom? Like she gave birth to me specifically? Not just like mother of all werewolves because she created us a gazillion years ago?
That's what I've been saying since I came. It's not my fault you didn't believe me.
I picked up a towel to wipe the stain from my nose. Sylvie is already healing me from the break, but my face is going to be bruised for a couple of days. I pull my hat down low so no one can see the bruises, then pick up the first 2 platters and rush out to the dining room. Okay. Well, if you're able to do that to George, how come you can't do it to Alpha, Edward, or Marcy?
Well, I think it happened one time before, but I wasn't fully in control then. I can't do it now because he's your Alpha. I can't go against what he says. I can't attack your Alpha or his daughter.
I concede. I don't want to argue with her. I'm just trying to figure out the rules. I'm in uncharted territory here. I mean, it's cool territory, but I don't know what our limits are. Once all the platters are out, I make a list of all the extra supplies I need and put it in the box hanging outside George's office. That way, I don't have to face him again. I see Luna Layla in the hallway while I'm refilling pantries. She quickly approaches me and grabs me by the arm. She extends her claws into my bicep, drawing blood.
Talia, if you tell anyone, and I mean anyone, what you saw in George's office, I will make you suffer.
She says in a low, threatening tone. You too, lady. I'm fed up. Does she want to bully me? Okay, fine. I lift my hat and let my violet eyes look directly at her. She gasps at the unusual sight. Luna, it would be a relief, and I would welcome it. You don't know or care how I'm treated by this pack, including by your husband, your daughter, and your lover. Tears choke up my throat. I cannot take any more punishment from anyone else. I'm at my wit's end. If she takes my life right here in this hallway, it would be a relief. I'm sorry, Sylvie. I just can't do it anymore. I say to my angel as I stare down Luna Layla. She doesn't respond. She shuts our mind link and crawls into the corner of my mind. Luna Layla pushes me away.
Insolent child. You should be grateful for your life. The Alpha will hear about this.
I'm not grateful for this life, Luna. And if you think I should be, you are part of the problem. If you want to tell the Alpha about this incident, I'm more than happy to tell him what instigated it. She stares at me with pure anger and hatred before walking away, without a word. I guess fate has other plans for me. I stand in the hall for a few minutes to see if she is coming back, but she doesn't. The delegation from Dark Howlers arrives in the early afternoon. They are all tall and intimidating, with tattoos and big muscles. Some of them have visible scars on their arms and faces. They wear matching business attire or security uniforms. Luna Layla directs them to the sitting room while I quietly bring in pitchers of water and iced tea for them to drink. I was doing my best, trying not to be noticed. The rest of the day goes without a hitch. The guests seem pleased with dinner. In the evening, I go to each guest suite to make sure everyone is happy with their accommodations. A couple of people ask for more bags of chips or soda, but on the whole, everyone seems satisfied. The last door is the beta's room. Maya opens the door, looking much more relaxed than earlier. She has a large tattoo of a rose and dagger on her forearm. Her dark hair is still pulled back, but she isn't wearing makeup. I can see now. She looks only a few years older than me. I can hear her mate inside talking on the phone.
Thanks for checking on us. Everything is wonderful. The flowers are a beautiful touch. You have good taste.
She smiles at me. I bow to her slightly, then turn to leave.
Wait, what's under your hat?
I stop in my tracks and turn around. I'm sorry, ma'am. I ask. I feel the blood drain from my face.
Your hat. Why is it so low? What are you trying to hide? Come closer.
I come closer and slowly take off my hat, keeping my eyes to the ground. My silver hair cascades down my back. It is embarrassingly greasy and visibly dirty. I feel myself blush.
Oh, I see. Now, don't be disrespectful. Always look me in the eye when I speak to you.
I look up at her. The light from her room shines right into my eyes. She looks at me blankly for a moment, trying to process what she's seeing.
What are you? A hybrid?
No, ma'am. The pack doctor did tests, but he doesn't know why it happened. He thinks it must be a transformation related to my wolf getting ready to wake up. I mean, it's not a lie. It's just not the whole truth, right? How am I supposed to tell a stranger that my wolf says that I'm the moon goddess's actual daughter, and that is why I have silver hair and violet eyes? She grabs my chin and pulls my face closer to hers, inspecting closely.
And does the pack doctor know that someone has broken your nose recently? You still have bruises.
I'm not going to elaborate or implicate anyone in this conversation with someone I do not know.
Who's at the door, Maya?
Just the Omega assigned to us, Caden? What's your name again?
It's Talia, ma'am. I'm not an Omega, though. I'm just a servant.
Her name is Talia. She picked out my beautiful flowers.
She's still talking to her mate, but she hasn't taken her eyes off me, as if she's trying to size me up for some reason. Her brow furrows slightly as she stares. She's making me self-conscious.
Oh, and Talia? If those bruises aren't healed by tomorrow morning, find some powder. Alpha Daemon does not tolerate seeing injuries like that.
Yep, yes, ma'am. Would their Alpha be angry for being weaker than other wolves, even if I was not part of his pack? Was she going to tell Alpha Edward about my unusual features? Was she going to call him out for letting someone break my nose? I mean, lady, if you think that is bad, I got some news you're not gonna like, and then I'm dead meat by your Alpha, for sure. Alpha Edward comes down later and whips me for not having all the items our guests wanted. By morning, Sylvie has still not been able to fully heal me. I'm in so much pain. Everything is a struggle. Cooking, carrying breakfast trays, leaning over to clean tables. Every move causes scabs to open and bleed, making the back of my shirt damp with blood. Maya makes eye contact with me a couple of times. She can tell something was wrong, but doesn't say anything. For some reason she can't explain, Sylvie is bouncing around in my head all morning.
The beta is so nice. I can't wait to meet the Alpha and Luna.
Sylvie, come on. We're not going to get to meet the Alpha and Luna. We're going to melt into the wallpaper and pretend we don't exist.
I want to meet them.
Okay, well, I hate to disappoint you, but you're going to be disappointed. Layla comes in while I'm prepping lunch to let me know that Alpha has arrived. And I need to make lunch for him as well. There is no Luna. He doesn't have a mate. And according to Layla, he's handsome. Not that it matters to me, because I'm going to be wallpaper. I don't want him to notice me at all. I take the trays to the conference room. Alpha Damon is not there, but there is a spot at the table where he is supposed to sit. I leave his meal at the empty seat. Everyone from the Dark Howlers pack politely thanks me as I lay out plates in front of them. Their manners betray their intimidating features. No one from the Red Moon pack says a word to me as I serve them. I collect the trays and walk out quietly. Layla lets me know she will clean the plates so I can focus on dinner and food for the party. I go to the kitchen, but need a minute to collect myself before I get started on dinner. I go out the back door and stand on the stoop. In the distance, I don't recognize him. It must be the Alpha from Dark Howlers. He is too far away from me to see his actual features, though. All I can see is a tall figure with dark hair and a suit. It smells like... I swear, it smells like coffee or dark chocolate. This guy was a mocha drinker. I laughed to myself at the thought of the big, bad Alpha of Dark Howlers sipping on a mochaccino. I head upstairs to the stockroom and load the cart up. I'm humming to myself as I go from room to room. I feel an odd sense of calm as I go.
You're in a good mood.
I guess. I'm not sure why, though. My back and feet still hurt.
Well, I'm happy that you're happy, for once. This version of you is pretty cool.
Thanks, Sylvie. You're not half bad yourself. I finished stocking the ranked pack members' rooms on the 4th and 3rd floors. Then I head to the 2nd floor where the guest suites are. The cleaning staff has cleaned everything. I just need to restock the toiletries, pantry items, and refrigerators. I make quick work of the rooms. I remember to stock the beta's room with more bottles of San Pellegrino, refresh the flowers, and leave a little tent card with a handwritten smiley face on the kitchenette counter. It's almost midnight now. Everyone is still in the ballroom partying. I close the door to the beta's suite and move to the Alpha's suite door. It's the last room left for the night. I know he's at the party too, but I knock first, just in case. I lean my ear against the door. I don't hear a reply. I slip the key card in the slot and open the door, but the moment I looked inside, my heart stopped, and I froze. Standing there was the most handsome werewolf I've ever seen in my life. Easily 6 foot, 6 inches tall, looked to be about 250 pounds of solid muscle with the broadest shoulders, but he wasn't alone. An icy blonde stood in front of him with her hands undoing his belt. The smell of coffee and dark chocolate filled the air, and my mind went hazy as I froze, seeing 2 piercing blue eyes staring back at me. "Stop!" he shouted. "Is this it? Is this the day I die?" I wondered. I was only doing my job, but that did not change the fact that I had witnessed something that should not have been seen. Before I could move, he lunged forward and roughly pinned me against the floor outside the room with a low growl. He placed both hands on my shoulders, preventing me from escaping. "Alpha Damon, is this Omega trying to steal something?" a guard said, seeing the struggle. "Get back," he snarled, flashing his large fangs. "Mine," he growled. Over his shoulder, I could faintly see Marcy staring daggers at me, and down the hall, I heard Alpha Edward shouting. "What a disaster," I thought. "They're all going to kill me." My head started swimming, and I felt even dizzier. Maybe I was finally dying. "Look what you've done, you little b-" Marcy yelled as she reached out to grab me, but she never touched me. Alpha Damon snarled, snatching her hand out of the air and snapping her wrist. Alpha Edward roared, "How dare you! This is war!" I watched them fight as if it was a dream. They looked as though they were moving in slow motion. Alpha Edward yanked Marcy, pulling her back as Damon snarled at them. He was vicious, beautifully vicious. A guard tried to separate them as Beta Caden and Maya took defensive positions around Alpha Damon, and George lunged at Damon, but he was no match for the Alpha. Damon grabbed George by the throat and threw him into the wall as though her were a tiny pup. I almost laughed, but I was shaking all over, barely able to stand. But in the chaos, I managed to crawl away and slink down the stairs. I looked around to see if anyone noticed me, but they were all too busy arguing. I started to lose consciousness, and then I heard it. The most guttural, ear-shattering roar. Where is she? Where is who, Alpha Damon? Where is my mate? Is it possible? Is Talia truly Damon's fated mate? What will Damon do to protect her? Will their bond ignite a war between the two most powerful packs in the Order? Will any of them leave Red Moon territory alive?
To find out what happens next, install the Pocket FM app in the next 1 minute to get free access to 22 episodes of The Alpha's Bride. Hurry before the offer disappears, install the app, and enjoy free episodes now.